One moment I was staring at a brick wall covered in graffiti. The next I was looking into a swirling nebula of silver and blue light. It pulsed gently, a silent heartbeat in the center of my vision, washing the filth of the alley in an ethereal glow. It wasn't hot or cold, just present. And from its core, a voice echoed not in my ears but directly inside my head. It was calm, patient, and carried the weight of ancient knowledge. It had laid out a choice, a crossroads so monumental it made my head spin. I could remain on my current path, the one paved with humiliation and misery, forever being the world's punching bag. Or I could take a different road. I could become the one who inspires fear, the one who holds the power, the one who inflicts the pain instead of just receiving it. The faces of Lena and Friedrich swam in my mind's eye. Lena with her pitying, deceitful smile, and Friedrich with his brutish, mocking laughter. A hot surge of anger, raw and potent, burned through my despair. Revenge. The word itself was a bomb. Then my thoughts shifted to my family. To my stepsister, Isabel, and my stepmom, Joyce. Their worried faces, the tears I'd caused them to shed. The desire for revenge was matched only by a ferocious, desperate need to protect them, to build a fortress around them where no one like Friedrich could ever touch them again. To do that, I couldn't be the Adam Wilson I was now, timid, pathetic, weak. I had to become someone else. Someone powerful. Someone respected. Someone feared. But a sliver of doubt, a remnant of the old me, clawed its way to the surface. This was too good to be true. A magical light offering me the world? It sounded like a story, a fairy tale. And I knew better than anyone that life wasn't a fairy tale. What are you? I finally managed to ask, my voice raspy and weak. Why are you helping me? What's this whole deal thing about? The light pulsed and the voice answered, its tone smooth and reassuring. Consider me a friend, Adam. As for who I am, that is a truth for another time. I am helping you because you see yourself as weak, but I see the truth. You are brave. I almost laughed. Brave? Me? The kid who just got beaten and thrown into a dumpster? When Friedrich threatened your family, the voice continued, cutting through my self-pity, you did not hesitate. You did not cower. You grabbed the nearest object, a vase, and you struck him without a thought for the consequences to yourself. That is not cowardice, Adam. That is courage buried under years of pain. You are not a coward, you are simply weak. And that is something I can help you change. I can help you resculpt yourself into the best version of who you were always meant to be. He was right. In that moment, seeing the sneer on Friedrich's face as he talked about my mom and sister, I hadn't thought. I had just acted. A flicker of something warm ignited in my chest. And the deal? I pressed, my voice a little stronger now. The deal is simple, the voice explained. A favor for a favor. I will give you the tools you need to achieve everything you desire. I will help you now. In return, you will help me in the future. You need my help? The idea was absurd. What could a cosmic entity possibly need from a nobody like me? Everyone needs help eventually, the voice replied cryptically. But that is a concern for the future. First, we must polish the diamond in the rough. We must forge the king from the pauper. The choice remains yours, Adam. Do you accept my offer? I stood there, the cool night air on my bruised skin. The offer hung in the space between us, shimmering with possibility. All my life, I had been a spectator, watching others live, love, and succeed while I hid in the shadows. This was a chance to step onto the stage. The desire to be powerful, to protect my family, to make Lena and Friedrich pay for what they did, it all combined into a single burning point of resolve. The reluctance, the doubt, it all burned away like fog in the morning sun. I accept, I said, my voice clear and firm, echoing with a conviction I hadn't felt in years. I accept your deal. A favor for a favor. You help me now and I'll help you in the future. I don't know what you could possibly need from me, but I give you my word. I'll help you. The silver blue light flared, becoming intensely bright for a moment, and a feeling of profound connection washed over me, as if a contract had been signed on the very fabric of my soul. Excellent, the voice boomed, a note of satisfaction in its tone. The pact is formed. I am your system, Adam. A guide created for the sole purpose of helping you rule over others, of forging you into a king. From this day forward, you shall know me as the king's conquest system. As it spoke, a shimmering, translucent screen flickered into existence before my eyes. It looked like something out of a sci-fi movie, a pane of light filled with text and symbols that only I could see. With this system, you can achieve anything, the voice continued, its words now appearing on the screen as it spoke. But you stand before two paths. You may choose to become a king who is virtuous, righteous, and benevolent, loved by his people. Or you may become a king who is iniquitous, terrifying, and tyrannical, feared by all who whisper his name. The screen shifted, showing two stylized crowns, one glowing with a gentle golden light, the other wreathed in menacing dark shadows. The choice is yours. The system will not judge. It is merely your partner in the conquest of your reign. Allow me to explain the core components. The screen changed again, displaying a hierarchy. First, there is the king. That is you, Adam. You are at the pinnacle, the ultimate authority in your reign. A new tab appeared, labeled King's Harem. Below you is your harem. These will be your lovers and potential lovers, the women with whom you share an intimate bond. They will be second only to you in power and influence. Their loyalty will be absolute, connected to you on a fundamental level. Their loyalty can never be compromised. And most importantly, they can only be women. My mind briefly and guiltily flashed to Isabel. I pushed the thought away. Another tab popped up, King's Elite. After the harem come your elite. These will be your most trusted men, your generals, your advisors, your inner circle. They will carry out your will and manage your reign. Then came King's Army. At the base of your formal power structure is the army. These are your soldiers and your laborers. They will perform the hard work, build your empire, and fight your battles. Finally, a darker, separate category appeared at the very bottom, King's Prisoner. And then there is a special classification, prisoners. These are your captives, your enemies, those who have defied you. From this pool, some may earn a promotion into the army, the elite, or even the harem. Most, however, will be punished. It is a place of consequence. The voice paused, letting me absorb the information. It was a lot to take in. A literal power structure for my life. There are rules to this hierarchy, the voice added. Every woman who enters your sphere of influence, your reign, must eventually be classified as either harem or prisoner. There is no other place for them. Likewise, every man will become an elite, a member of the army, or a prisoner. This is the order of your world. King, harem, elite, army, prisoner. Do you understand? I think so, I stammered, my eyes glued to the glowing screen. It felt like I was learning the rules to the most complex video game ever created. Good. Finally, you will have access to the system shop. A new icon, a stylized shopping cart, appeared on the screen. Here you can purchase a vast array of items, skills, and power-ups to aid you in your conquest. To do so, you will need currency. Two counters appeared at the top of the screen. One was a silver coin with a praying figure etched on it, labeled Prayer Coins, 0. The other was a black coin with a screaming face labeled Fear Coins, 0. You will receive prayer coins when people pray for you, when they see you as a source of hope and salvation. You will receive fear coins when people fear you, when your name causes their hearts to tremble. The system does not discriminate. One prayer is equal to one fear. The ratio is 1 to 1. The path you choose is entirely up to you. Make them love you or make them fear you. Now, your first mission awaits. The screen flashed and a new notification popped up. Mission issued. Reconnect with your family. Description: your strength comes not just from yourself but from those who support you. Your family is worried. Go home. Reassure them. Mend the bonds you have neglected. Reward? I'm going now, the voice said, its presence beginning to fade. The silver blue light started to dim, receding back into itself. Begin your conquest, Adam Wilson. And just like that, it was gone. I was alone again in the alley, but everything was different. The throbbing in my jaw was gone. I gingerly touched my ribs. The sharp, stabbing pain had been replaced by a dull, barely there ache. I ran a hand through my hair and my fingers came back clean, no trace of sticky blood. The system had healed me. It was real. A sudden, foul smell hit my nostrils and I looked down at myself. My clothes were stained with dirt and something that looked suspiciously like old spaghetti sauce. Friedrich had thrown me in a garbage dumpster. The indignity of it all came rushing back, but this time the anger wasn't laced with despair. It was cold, hard, and focused. I needed to get home. Walking out of the alley and onto the familiar lamplit street, I felt like a stranger in my own skin. The world looked the same, but I was seeing it through new eyes. I caught my reflection in the dark glass of a closed bakery. The boy staring back was still me, same messy brown hair, same lanky frame, but the look in his eyes was different. The fear was gone. In its place was a spark, a flicker of the silver blue light I had just witnessed. As I walked the few blocks to my house, the system's words echoed in my head. King, harem, elite, army, prisoner. It was insane. It was terrifying. And it was the most exhilarating thing that had ever happened to me. I reached my front door and hesitated, my hand hovering over the knob. I could hear voices from inside, laced with worry. Joyce and Isabel. My heart clenched. The mission was simple: reconnect. For the first time, I wasn't thinking about running and hiding. I was thinking about my reward. Taking a deep breath, I turned the knob and pushed the door open. The scene in the living room stopped me in my tracks. Joyce, my stepmom, was pacing back and forth, her phone pressed to her ear, her face a mask of anxiety. Isabel was curled up on the sofa, her knees pulled to her chest, her eyes red and puffy from crying. The moment the door clicked, their heads snapped in my direction. Adam? They both shouted my name at the same time. In a blur of motion, they were on their feet and rushing toward me. Joyce dropped her phone, which clattered to the floor forgotten. She reached me first, wrapping me in a fierce hug that smelled of her lavender perfume. "Oh Adam, where have you been? We were so scared I was about to call the police again," she cried into my shoulder, her body trembling. Isabel was right behind her, her hands fluttering over my arms and face as if checking for injuries. "Are you okay? Are you hurt? Tell me what happened. We'll go to the school, we'll file a complaint, Her frantic words were cut short when I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw the genuine terror in her eyes. This wasn't just about me getting into a fight. This was about them, my family, being terrified for my safety. The last vestiges of my selfish anger melted away, replaced by a wave of guilt so powerful it almost buckled my knees. Lena could cheat on me. Friedrich could beat me. The world could humiliate me. But making these two people, the only two who had ever consistently shown me kindness, cry like this? That was a crime I could never forgive myself for. I needed to change. Right now. Gently, I put my hands on my mom's shoulders, easing her back slightly so I could look her in the eyes. "Mom, I know I'm not the son you deserve. I know I've been incompetent and I've made you worry. But I promise you that ends tonight. I'm going to change. I won't make you worry like this ever again." I then turned to my stepsister, my throat tight with emotion. "And Isabel, I'm so sorry. When I was running, I pushed you away. I just ran. It was a cowardly thing to do and I deserve to be punished for that. I'm so sorry." For a moment, they just stared at me, their expressions a mixture of shock and confusion. It was probably the most I had said to them in months. Then Isabel's face crumpled and she let out a choked sob, but this one sounded different. It sounded like relief. "You fool," she whispered, and then she launched herself at me, wrapping her arms around my neck. "You're so precious to me, you idiot. I don't care about any of that. As long as you're safe, I'll always be here to help you. Don't you ever scare us like that again." I hugged her back, burying my face in her hair, a strange sense of peace settling over me. This was real. This was worth fighting for. Joyce was smiling through her tears, her hand on my back. "Oh Adam, I'm so happy. I love you so much, dear. You're finally talking to us. You spend so much time hiding in your room. I thought I was a bad mother. That I'd done something wrong." "No," I said, my voice thick. "You've done everything right. It was me. I was the problem. But not anymore." I pulled back from Isabel and gave them both what I hoped was a reassuring smile. "Everything is fine now, Mom, Isabel. From today on, there won't be any more problems. I'm going to improve myself. For us." Just then, a loud, gurgling growl erupted from my stomach, breaking the emotional tension in the room. Joyce laughed, wiping a tear from her cheek. "Listen to that. It's already past dinner time, I completely forgot." "I'm starving, Mom," I admitted, a genuine smile spreading across my face. Isabel's eyes lit up. "Yeah, let's have a huge dinner. To celebrate our old Adam finally coming back to us." "Let's make it together," I said, the idea feeling right. "But I think I need to take a shower first. I probably don't smell great." They both laughed, and the sound was the sweetest music I had ever heard. As I headed for the bathroom, a soft chime echoed in my mind, and the translucent screen flickered before my eyes. Mission complete. Reconnect with your family. Reward, plus 10 prayer coins. Skill, normal close combat, power-ups, plus 2 in every states. My prayer coin counter ticked up to 10. I felt like become little more powerful and I have new surging inside me. It was a small reward, but it felt like a kingdom. For the first time in a long time, standing in the warmth of my family's love, I felt like I had truly won. The conquest had begun.